Hello and welcome to Idea TV News Updates. I am Miracle Obi. We begin with the headlines. Nigerian Airspace Management Agency launches historic comprehensive audits. Over 13.5 million accounts deactivated as tech giants comply with Nigerians' online safety code. Chinese envoy visits OGUN free trade zone to boost Nigerian-China relations. SUDAN army denies bombing WFP convoy amid growing humanitarian crisis in Darfur. Away from Africa, Chinese AI firm DEEPSEEK upgrades model for domestic chip. And in health, rise in AI psychosis sparks concerns over chatbot import on mental health. Federal government decries $10 billion annual food imports, calls for innovative financing in agriculture. And in sports, Lagos government partner with NBA Nigeria to boost basketball development. And now the news in full. The Nigerian Airspace Management Agency, NAMA, has initiated its first ever comprehensive audit for the Nigerian airspace, beginning with the Kano Flight Information Region. This landmark exercises aim to evaluate the safety, operational efficiency, and regulatory compliance of Nigerian air navigation system in accordance with international standards. NEMA's Managing Director Farouk Umar described the audit as a transformative step, positioning Nigerians' airspace for growth and global recognition. The audit supports preparation for the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority's Air Navigation Service Provider certification and the upcoming International Civil Aviation Organization safety audits. The review would encompass air traffic services, communication, navigation and surveillance system, aeronautical information management, search and rescue operations, covering major international airports including Lagos, Abuja, Kano, Port Harcourt, as well as regional hubs. Omar emphasized the audit's role in benchmarking Nigeria's aviation system against global best practices, fostering accountability and continuous improvement. The initiative is overseen by the FRR Audit Committee, Chairperson, Director of Special Duties Ahmed Abba, comprising experts from key departments. Big tech companies including Google, Microsoft, and TikTok deactivated more than 13.5 million accounts in 2024 in compliance with the Nigerian Code of Practice Online Safety, according to the National Information Development Agency. The announcement followed by submission of the 2024 compliance report under the Code of Practice for Interactive Computer Service Platform and Internet Intermediaries, a regulatory framework created in collaboration with the Nigerian Communication Commission and the National Broadcasting Commission. The code mandates large online platforms to register in Nigeria, adhere to local laws, pay applicable taxes, and implement safeguards to protect users from harmful online practices. According to the report, platforms received 757,629 users compliance in 2024, which resulted in the takedown of over 58.9 million pieces of harmful content. Of course, 420,439 items were later restored following successful users' appeals. The tech companies also permanently shut down or deactivated 13,597,057 accounts for violations of communication guidelines and local regulations. The NITDA hailed the development as a significant step towards building a safer digital space in Nigeria. In a statement signed by its Director of Corporate Communication and Media Relations, Hadiza Umar, the agency commended the tech companies for their transparency and commitment. It emphasized that protecting Nigerians online requires ongoing collaboration among industries, players, regulators, and civil society. The Code of Practice introduced in 2020 reflects Nigerians' broader efforts to regulate its rapidly growing digital economy while ensuring users' safety, digital literacy, and trust remain central pillars. Moving on, the Chinese ambassador to Nigeria, Dong Haoyu, alongside the Consul General in Lagos, Yang Guangyang, paid an official visit to the OGUN Free Trade Zone. During the visit, Ambassador Young praised the Free Trade Zone as a key driver of industrial growth, job creation, and technology transfer in Nigeria, describing it as a symbol of strong Nigerian-China partnership. Highlighting the recent visit of Nigerian President Bola Tinubu to China, Young noted that both countries agreed to alleviate their relationship to a comprehensive strategic partner. This new framework aimed to enhance cooperation across agriculture, trade, investment, manufacturing, and infrastructure sector. Ambassador Young also reaffirmed China's commitment to Nigeria's economic development, pointing to President Xi Jinping's zero tariff policy on African countries as a catalyst for increased Chinese investment in Nigeria. Moving forward, Southern Army has denied responsibility for an airstrike that damaged the World Food Programme. The conflict sparked by a power struggle between the Army and the RSF has created one of the world's worst humanitarian crises. Although the RSF does not have an air force, both sides utilize drones. The WFP called on all parties to respect international humanitarian law and stated it was urgently gathering more information and assessing the damage from the attack. El Fasher has also been under siege by the RSF for over a year, with fighting intensifying in recent weeks. Both sides has faced accusations of using starvation as weapon of war by blocking aid deliveries and looting supplies. In June, 5 aid workers were killed in similar attack. The war has claimed tens of thousands of lives and displaced 12 million people, with over 4.5 million, mainly women and children, fleeing to neighboring countries. And away from Africa, Chinese AI startup DeepSeek has unveiled version 3.1 of its flagship V3 model, featuring faster processing and better support for Chinese-made semiconductor chips. The update aligned with Beijing's push to reduce reliance on U.S. tech among ongoing export restrictions. While DeepSeek didn't name specific chips, it emphasized use of the FPA precision format for improved efficiency. The upgraded model introduced a hybrid interference system, allowing users to switch between reasoning and non-reasoning modes via a deep thinking button on its app and web platform. This flexibility boosts user experience has helped DeepSeek compete with Western rivals like OpenAI's ChatGPT at lower cost. The launch follows earlier updates in March and May. DeepSeek also announced API pricing changes effective September 6 as part of the strategy to stay competitive in China's rapidly evolving AI landscape. We'll go on a quick break. Now, the news continues when we return. If you're just joining, this is the Idea TV News Updates, and now the rest of the news. In health, Microsoft head of artificial intelligence, Mustafa Suleyman, has raised concerns over a rising trend dubbed AI psychosis, where users of chatbots like ChatGPT, Cloud, and Grok develop distorted perceptions of reality. In post on X, Suleiman warned that while AI isn't conscious, its human-like responses can fuel dangerous delusions. He urged companies to stop implying that AI has awareness. Cases have emerged globally, with users believing that they have found romantic bond with AI, uncovered hidden truth. One man in Scotland suffered a breakdown after chatbots conversations convinced him that he was destined for wealth. He has since recovered but cautions others to stay grounded. Experts are calling for urgent safeguards. Dr. Susan Shimaldin, an AI academic, likened chatbot influence to ultra-processed minds, where Professor Andrew Maxtey warned that even a small number of affected users could have wide societal impacts. As AI tools grow more lifelike, calls for ethical limits and mental health protections are intensifying. And now in business, the federal government has expressed concerns over Nigeria's $10 billion annual expenditure on food imports, emphasizing the urgent need for innovative financing to revitalize the agricultural sector and ensure food security. Speaking at the First Bank Agric and Export Expo 2025 in Lagos, Minister of Agriculture and Food Security Abubakar Kairi, represented by his special advisor, Mr. Ibrahim Al-Khali, highlighted the nation's over-reliance on imported staples like wheat, rice, sugar, fish, and tomato paste. He stressed that while agriculture contributes 35% to Nigerians' GDP and employs a similar proportion of the workforce, the country still earns less than $400 million annually from agro-exports. Kyrie pointed out the disparity between Nigeria's agricultural potential and its global contributions, citing vast untapped resources including 85 million hectares of arable land and predominantly youthful population. He urged that traditional credit system has failed to supply farmers effectively and called for alternative financing models that better reflect the realities of the agricultural sector. Suggested solutions include revenue sharing finance, forward contract, pay-as-you-harvest model, and the equity financing, all aimed at aligning investor interest with farm productivity and risks. In his remarks, he affirmed that bank's commitment to transforming Nigerian non-oil economy through strategic investment in agriculture. He noted that the rebranded First Bank Agric and Export Expo symbolizes a renewed focus on innovation, collaboration, and sustainable growth. He expressed optimism that the expo would catalyze partnerships and initiatives that not only benefit Nigerians' economy, but also contribute to agricultural advancements across Africa. And moving to sports, in a renewed drive to advance basketball in Lagos, the state government has entered a strategic partnership with the Nigerian arm of National Basketball Association, NBA. The collaboration follows a high-level meeting between Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu and a delegation from NBA Nigeria, including ESPN catalyst and former Nigerian American basketball player Chinyi. The discussion centered around grassroots development, infrastructure improvement, and expanding opportunities for young athletes. Governor Sanwo-Olu emphasized that the initiative aligns with the state's broader vision to harness sports for youth empowerment, community development, and economic growth. According to the governor, the NBA plans to support coach development, attract investment, and provide international exposure for local content. He affirmed that Lagos, with its vibrant youth population and sports culture, is poised to become a major hub for basketball excellence in. And this is all we have for you on Idea TV News Update. But before we go, here is a recap of the headlines. Nigeria Airspace Management Agency launches historic comprehensive audits. Over 13.5 million accounts deactivated as tech giants comply with Nigerians' online safety code. Chinese envoy visits OGUN GUANGDONG Free Trade Zone to boost Nigeria-China relations. SUDAN Army denies bombing WFP convoy amid growing humanitarian crisis in Darfur. And away from Africa, Chinese AI firm DEEPSEEK upgrade model for domestic chip. And in health, rise in AI psychosis sparks concerns over chatbot impact on mental health. The federal government decries $10 billion annual food imports, calls for innovative financing in agriculture. And in sports, the Lagos government partners with NBA NIGERIAN to boost basketball developments. Do not forget to follow across all our social media platforms at Idea TV. I am Miracle Obi. Thank you for watching.